Und damit willkommen zurück zu The Great Aether Journey Research 2 Chronicles. Wir sind hier bei dieser Frage stehen geblieben und mal schauen, ob unser lieber Herr Richter aus Japan, Chigoku, der uns die Gründe nennen kann. Es sieht nicht danach aus, als wenn er gerade dazu in der Lage wäre. I'm the Minister of Foreign Affairs from the Empire of Japan. I shouldn't have to put up with the treatment just because of some stripping baseless accusations. In other words, Judith Shagoku, there is blood in your trunk. I decided to answer that as the Minister of... Also immer darf das mir wieder nicht vorlesen. At the moment you are not a government minister. You are a witness in a trial. Beschuldigt in a trial in Britain's highest court. I don't care who you are or what your status outside this courtroom. Maybe you will not withhold informations. Nothing is more important than the truth. Mir gehen die da auch so richtig schön auf den Sack gerade. Order, in court. Well, Mr. Chigoku, what's it to be? You can't be serious, you did it. Have you no shame at all, Kazuma Asogi? What? Very well, I admit it. I did bring the inspector's body into the country. Inside my trunk, exactly as postulated by the defense. What? You... Dear God, outrageous. So it was. No, I admit to nothing more than what I've said. Of killing the man, I certainly have no recollections. What on earth is that cryptic statement supposed to mean? I disposed of the inspector's body, which was left in my cabin, in order to avoid unwanted attentions as the judicial assistant over there pointed out. I had no chance to throw it into the ocean, so I decided my only option was to bring into Britain with me and this point of the same where else. You can't still deny it if you didn't do it, then who on earth did kill the man? As you know, there was the only person in my cabin that night he had the opportunity. And moron, he'd already accepted a mission to take the inspector's life. That's right, who else could it have been? It was you, Kazuma Asugi. You. Ich weiß nicht, inwiefern mir das gefallen wird, was da jetzt kommt, aber hey, schauen wir mal nach. I never thought you'd stop to this Shiro Chigoku. You have taken the words straight out of my mouth, Prosecutor Kazuma Sogi. You thought by living... You are thought be leaving the body in my cabin. You could been the crime on, did you? Oh man. Well, the prosecution counsel has already admitted visiting the witness cabin on the night in question. Yes, on assassination mission, no less. You Walden. So, what do you make of that young stripling? You've heard my testimony now, and said all I have no say on the matter. I'll admit to nothing more. I don't believe this. Counsel for the defense. What is your position now? The court awaits your response to the witness accusations. The assertion that on the night in question the victim's assailant was in fact Mr. Kazuma Sogi. This isn't the dead end, it seems to be the answer right in front of me. It comes down to Chigoku or Kazuma. Of the both had the opportunity to kill Gregson, but only of them did it. Oh Gott, das ist ja diese typische Sachverhalt, muss man mal sagen. And I'm just a step away from proving who. Very well, the defense is already to respond to the accusation put forward by Judge Chigoku. The ideas that the victim's murder could have been committed by Prosecutor Asoki. Jetzt ist halt so die Sache, ist es überhaupt möglich, dass er das gewesen ist, muss man mal fairerweise sagen, weil theoretischerweise, wie wir das erfahren haben, dem kann es natürlich der Fall gewesen, also nicht der Fall gewesen sein, weil sollte er das dann eigentlich gewesen sein? Dementsprechend, ich würde da sogar sagen, dass es impossible, also dass es unmöglich ist, muss man sagen. I guess, also ich wüsste aber jetzt auch gar keinen nennenswerten Grund, muss man sagen, wieso das überhaupt der Fall ist, muss man sagen. Dementsprechend. Judge Chigoku, let me remind you of something you said only a few minutes ago. You claimed that local reason is the future of judicial progress. It is no question. Well, logical reason can prove something here, namely that it would have been possible for Prosecutor Kazuki to commit the crime. What? The court will only accept an argument that is supported by compelling evidence. And so present what have counsel. What proof is here that gladly demonstrates the impossibility of prosecutors Asogi involvement? Müsste nicht das hier dann der Grund dafür sein? I mean, das ist so das Einzige, was mir jetzt nennenswerterweise dazu einfallen könnte, I guess, weil also, klar, das Schwert könnte vielleicht gegen ihn jetzt sprechen, aber ja, aktuell in der Situation würde ich sagen, dass das der Fall ist. Würde ich behaupten jetzt, muss man mal fairerweise sagen. This itinerary for crew members of the SS crew, my lord. This is inclusive proof itinerary. How does that prove anything? Tachigoku is the moment you acknowledge that you've found the victim's body and set your cabin. His itinerary suddenly became much more significant. But why? On the night in question, as always, a crewman certainly as and good outside your cabin door. As long as he was there, nobody could have fired a shot inside the cabin. Absolutely, because it's inconceivable that the god would have heard it at the investigate. So that tell us the crime must have taken place, have God was elsewhere, and that narrows it down to the 20 minutes just after 10 o'clock is indicated on itinerary. Yes, I see no flaw in your reason so far, but the crucial point is this: when the evacuation took place, the steamship had already put to sea from the port of Dunkirk. Now clearly the murder could only have been committed by somebody who was aboard the vessel at the time. But prosecutor stated in yesterday proceedings. Oh Mann, jetzt haben wir schon wieder da was. Wollen wir mal fairerweise sagen. Oh boy. Kann man ja nicht vorlesen, I guess. Which I'm sure the court will agree is conclusive proof. It's a Asuma Asogi Code impossible have carried out the killing. No, absolutely not. I don't accept that at all. What do you mean? The boy's just saying that to exonerate himself, we can't trust that he really disparked the vessel. Obviously, after he left my cabin, he hid himself somewhere nearby on the ship. Just waiting for this. Ich darf das mal wieder nicht vorlesen. Ich finde ich mal wieder exzellent. No says Kurt out of the question. Isn't it, Kazuma? As the defense rightly recalls, I disembarked the vessel and spent the night in a boarding house in Dunkirk. And as I said yesterday, I signed my name in the accommodations register book. All extremely easy to verify and undeniable proof. No, there's no escape this time. Who can forget that you're a judge or a government minister? It's time you have the quite an honest answer as a common man. Kommt jetzt der berühmt-berüchtigte Outrage-Moment eines Richters. Das wäre für mich das allererste Mal hier. Muss man mal fairerweise sagen, weil Manfred von Kramer war ja der allererste Staatsanwalt oder besser Konsens. Dummheit von mir. Yep, war ja der erste Jurist, sagen wir es mal so wie es ist, den wir überführt haben, eines Mordes in der Ace Attorney-Reihe meines Wissens nach hier dort. Zumindest wüsste ich keinen vorher, muss man sagen. Ob jetzt irgendeine Form einer noch kommen wird, ne, ist jetzt halt noch fraglich, muss ich sagen. Muss ich mal die anderen Spiele noch spielen, muss man sagen. Aber zumindest, den ich zumindest überführt habe, über Manfred von Kammer jetzt hat, haben wir ihn und mal schauen, wie ich halt noch auf meine Liste packen kann. Yes. You killed Inspector Tobias Gregson and transported his corpse back to Britain. Then you dumped the body in the room on Fresno Street and made it look as if the murder had happened there. That's what really happened, isn't it, Shishiro Chigoku? It was a damn trial 10 years ago. That's when his all said. Looking back now, my fate was decided that day. I was doomed already. Ach, Sachbeschädigung auch noch. It's over. My life is over. A British assassin to climb a professor in Japan. Japan assassinate to eliminate a detective in Britain. Both assassins will use diplomatic immunity to evade convictions and return safely to their homelands. The assassinate exchange request arrived from Britain about 1 year ago. Though it was hardly a request, it was a demand. And for that you decide to recruit Mr. Sogi. But things didn't go according to plan. Your chosen assassin never made it to Britain, and you found yourself unable to dispatch a replacement. Because I was already on my way to Britain at the time, Kazuma's place, and that left me with only one option for carrying out my obligations: to eliminate the mark myself personally. Of course, there was but a single opportunity for me to do that. That International Forensic Science Symposium, I presume. That's right. I decided it would be safe to carry out the plan my arrival in Britain, so I enlisted the help of my British counterpart and made arrangements for a pretext that would take the inspector to Dunkirk to lure the man in. He was given a shame mission by the Reaper. What is the Reaper? But there's only one person who could have done that. The mastermind of the interior operations, the Reaper himself. So that man that the assassin it was all planned by the Reaper. I'm not at liberty to say anything about my British counterpart. Anyway, the inspector accepted the Reaper's mission and defeated it, but it was all a trap designed to lead him to France and his own death. Oh, how awful. It was past 9 o'clock when I returned to my cabin from dining all the evening. I didn't give him time to attack me. I choked him until the lost consequences. But there was a guard just outside the door too, so I left it at that for the time being. Even the slightest noises I made have aroused suspicions, so I bided my time waiting for the 20 minutes after 10 o'clock. I had intended to finish him my strangulations, but moments before I had the chance, he suddenly came around and went for me in a reckless move. I'd received the British Easiest gun 16 years earlier, being a member of the judiciary as a visiting student. I never imagined I would have to say it for something like that. So the revolver belongs to you, does it? Then the victim was killed inside your cabin on the ESS cruise, which begs the question of you would arrange for this body to be discovered in the room on Fresno Street. The young Chronicles assistant over there has already answered the question. There was no way I could take the body up on deck to throw it over the side. As Priestley, where the crewmen were gathered for the evacuation drill. No, so before the first class cabin sentries returned, I took the corpse to the refrigeration room, and then on arriving in Dover, you concluded the body in your trunk in order to smuggle it past the border police. I knew I needed to take steps. The police were into the convinced when the body was found in London. In such case, you must have known. You must have had intimate details of Inspector Gregson's intended schedule. Yes, my British counterpart sent me everything I needed to know. The inspector was due in Fresno Street at 5 o'clock this afternoon in order to meet a man by the name of Hugh Bone, from whom he could take back his police identifications. I decided that man would be the perfect person to set up as the culprit. So I took a hackney carriage over here with the body still in my trunk. Oh man. That must have been just after we took this photograph with you at the hotel then. Yes, I wasn't accepting a welcome committee. I was more than a little nervous. On Fresno Street, I spotted a young girl selling little firecrackers. Miss Venus, of course, not you. Of course, warum steht dagegen jetzt auch? Na egal. I conversate off candle trick here and then I donate a simple disgust and approached the girl to buy enough firecracker to replicate a gunshot. What sort of disguise? For some reason, the inspector had a bright red hairpiece in his oven traveling case. So I put that on, although I suspect I draw more attention to myself in that than I would have otherwise. The hairpiece we found it the fuck, jetzt hab ich wieder ausnahmsweise nicht vorgelesen. Fuck, wobei geklickt hab mal wieder, ich Idiot. Only arrived at the room around 4:45. So I quickly placed the body on the floor, moved the notice board and set up my little candle trick. I arranged it so the firecrackers would to go with a bang around 15 minutes later. So that Mr. Brown, who was due to arrive at 5, would walk straight into the trap. Except at the last moment I made a careless blunder. What was that? I meant it was the bag of fish and chips. I didn't notice that it had fallen out of this overcut pocket when I moved the body to the refrigeration room. I put it back into this pocket the following morning, but well, it seems the warmth of the heated cabin had accelerated the decay of the fish. Und ich würde mal sagen, hier ist das hier einfach mal ein Cut und sage bis zum nächsten Mal und auf Wiedersehen, meine Lieben.